As welcome to the South Australian Amateur Soccer League video podcast here today. Sunny Tuesday morning. This is the show all about results, fixtures, all the action from the weekend's games. And I'm joined in the studio here by Seb Cooper. Seb.
How are you, Rye?
Very good, mate.
Good to hear, good to hear. Now, exciting weekend of football. Well, number one, football's back, which is exceedingly exciting. But also, outside the SAASL, there was some exciting things happening. We had the Women's World Cup awarded to Australia and New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I wonder if they've decided which of the bad matches New Zealand are going to have yet.
I don't think there's normally a bad game in a World Cup, mate. It's very, very exciting news.
Absolutely exciting for the women's game, tell you what.
And for the men's game?
Men's game, indeed. I think I went to a women's match last year. No, not last year, the year before.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just brilliant. The quality is incredible. It's there, and people will just need to see it now, and they're going to, which
Fantastic.
is really good.
And we had another 1 in 30-year event with Liverpool. We have to mention this. Get it out of the way nice and early for those for those supporters out there.
That's right. There was enough people over the weekend wearing Liverpool attire to realise. Actually, I've got a story. I went to a funeral home. This is just for my work. So I was at a funeral home over the week, and there's this person wearing their scarf and their beanie, and they're all excited. You'll never walk alone. And I just tried to imagine that at the funeral. Everyone's sad, and it's, in the name of the Father and of the Son and the Holy Trinity of Mane, Salah, and Firmino. Oh, there we go.
Action-packed weekend. Well, the weather turned it on for us as well, didn't it? Really?
Oh, stunning.
You were out and about. With the game too,
I was out and about on Sunday. I went and saw the match of the round on Sunday, which was the Parry Hills Derby. Had everything. It was physical. It was fast running. It was exciting. It had everything.
The only thing it didn't have, though?
Goals.
Normally a sign of a good game, though. So
no, absolutely.
Sunday's match of the round. And Saturday's match of the round, I think you also got out to as well, Iggy St. Peter's for a little...
No, I missed that one, unfortunately.
But we do have highlights coming up.
We do have some highlights coming up. Do you want to hear my match report for Sunday?
Let's get stuck into it, mate.
Right.
We'll try and overlay this with a little bit of video action from the game there as well.
We'll see how we go. We are running live, so... Right, so this was a classic round one match. It's hugely physical, some decent touch, both sides, early doors. Majority of the first half was played in Parry Hills West's attacking half. The two wingers, Michael Wallace, Johnny Labrino. Labrino bombing up and down the flanks. Labrino's a new boy. They picked him up from Savoy.
Okay.
He's got hair like David Luiz.
Can he play like him, though?
No, he's a bit better than David Luiz. Really lively touch. He looked really clean for most of the day. When he moved into centre, he was probably the most likely to score. This is what I saw, anyway. Easties had their own moments, though, throughout the match. There was little bits of nice link-up play, and Parry Hills West probably had the best chance of the first half. It was coming in from the corner. Wallace, the wingers, floated the header towards his keeper, Keegan French, and he's thrown his hat on it. It's no power in it, but it was the first on goal. Second half, East are more lively in the second half.
Yep.
Much more aggressive, running. They're fast. They're very fast.
Well, we're seeing a few highlights here. The keepers both looked pretty busy.
They were busy, and both were very alert and very attentive. There's really good chances both sides. Quite often it's just the last touch for both sides. As I said, this is a classic first round match, and both sides have sort of run out of steam at 50 minutes. Parry Hills West really asserted themselves from then on, sustained pressure on the East's goal. We get to the 75-minute mark though, and things go like ballistic.
Now, I'll just pull this up. We did have a little bit of footage there about just inside Parry Hill, the East box. Was that a pen? Was that a penalty? There's been a bit of conjecture on social media.
Yeah, look, it's so there's a breakaway. East to get the breakaway, which they've been doing all match, playing on the counter, and there's this bit of this mess in the box. The low cross comes in, it's fast, it's hard, and the defender gets the touch, and the keeper's come in and scooped it. Now, the ref called it as an illegal back pass and indirect penalty. There's a little bit of conjecture because it's not as if he's turned around and passed it in.
And we're actually seeing that, well, we might see this shortly here, the incident that you're talking about.
Yes, well, it's not as if he's passed it in, but it's not exactly a deflection.
Mm-hmm.
He's got his eyes on the keeper. Well, this is what I saw anyway. Yeah. I think VAR would have a field day, to be honest. I think the referee's just done the best that he can in that situation. And in any case, we've got all 11 on the goal line. And the free kick's taken, and it stays out. I couldn't believe it. He's gone right for the bottom corner. It wasn't a bad free kick, and it's just sort of bounced out. I couldn't believe it.
We have this here actually, the incident you're talking about, the indirect free kick, and they've had 2 bites of the cherry there, and no good.
No luck. Anyway, the last 10 minutes was shenanigans. Both teams pulled out really clear-cut chances. Both keepers made fantastic saves, and in the end, it was donuts for both sides.
Match of the round, as you'll have it there. So, look, that wasn't the only match of the round. St. Peter's and St. Iggy's. Sorry, not St. Iggy's.
St. Peter's and Iggy's.
And Old Ignatians. Sorry, they're going to kill me for that once I'm out and about across the grounds. And this was another game that actually was bereft of any kind of goals, unfortunately, as it would have. We're just going to get the highlights up here in just a moment, but very tightly contested game.
Yeah, I watched the highlights. It was a lot of clear-cut chances, a lot of just wide, a lot of just over. Very exciting match, I can tell you that for sure. I wish I was out there, to be honest, although that would have been 2 days without goals. A bit of stage fright bit
of performance anxiety, you reckon?
Performance anxiety on behalf of those 4 sides, but not to worry.
Alrighty, and we've got some highlights coming up here, and it seemed to be quite a bit of action for St. Peter's early on in this game here. So we've got the round 1 match highlights just up on the screen there. And really kind of similar scenario with Parry Hills, really. Some real clear-cut chances there. I think Ali Flynn with the best of them early on from St. Peter's, but really it was a case of what could have been.
What could have been, I think, indeed, yeah.
So, look, all those match highlights, we won't go through that. Unfortunately, not too many goals to run through. You can catch all those highlights on the South Australian Amateur Soccer League Facebook page where you're currently watching right now.
Indeed.
But what we might do, we might delve into some results here, guys. So what we'll do...
I've got a fella on the phone.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, you're surprising me here.
I've surprised you here.
Here we go.
I've actually managed... I went up and I had a chat to some of the boys from Parra Hills East just to say thank you and say hello and let them know who I was, that I wasn't a weird stranger on the sidelines.
Were you wearing your shirt?
I was not. No, it was freezing cold. I'm wearing my jumper and my jacket. Anyway, I met Coach Andy Saggs.
Great.
Very lucky that he's agreed to come on the show.
He's on the line.
He's on the line.
Fantastic.
Are you there, Andy?
Yeah, good morning, guys.
Welcome to the show.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Yeah, no, not bad. I was going to ask if you were sore, but I'm not talking to a player. How did you?
No, I'm definitely not sore.
How did you think you went over the weekend, mate?
Yeah, look, I think you summed it up pretty well. Yeah, very much a classic first round game. I think a lot of the boys walked into the game feeling like they were in a good spot fitness wise, and got a bit touched up in that kind of 60-minute. Different fitness and, like you said, a couple of touches kind of going a bit here and there without that match practice. So, but yeah, all in all, I guess for us, a pretty good first up game against a really tough opposition.
There we go. Yeah. Well, I do have to apologise to you. I said on the podcast last week that you guys were runners-up, and I was unfortunately confirmed by my co-host and my guest at the time, but you were Div 2 champions last season. Yeah,
we were. Look, Steph was pretty embarrassed about that too. But, look, we had a great year last year.
Yeah.
And off the back of a couple of really tough seasons, and went into last year and built a really strong squad and ended up taking it out. So yeah, had a great year. So.
Yeah. Great stuff. Look, with Andy, with obviously COVID, most clubs are all in the same boat. Has it been much of a problem sort of motivating players at all this year? Or, I mean, how have you guys gone about, getting things kicked back in for round 1?
I think it's probably separated a fairly distinct group of 2 types of people.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have really missed it and keen as to get back into it. And then, if basically they weren't sure whether they were going into the season really keen, they've really dropped off. So for us, we've lost a fairly significant number of players across our 4 or 5 teams, men's teams that we've got, but we've also recruited quite well through that as well, just with people keen to compete at the highest level, I guess, in that Division 1 team. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a mixed bag, to be honest. So, yeah. And
Well, there we have it.
in terms of training, yeah, that, man, it was sending all the boys crazy with that no contact stuff.
I bet.
So I think it really ended at quite a poignant time of, just a couple of weeks of that, and probably made them think a little bit more.
Yep.
And they were just ready to, get stuck in after that. So.
Yeah, great.
Well, listen, Andy, thank you very much for coming on the show this morning. Really appreciate it. You are our, technically you're our first guest. So congratulations to you.
Look at a shirt or something.
Yeah, no, I've got my SAASL shirt on today.
Might send you a participation award in the mail. Thanks, Andy. Appreciate you coming on the show, mate.
Thanks very much, mate. Take it easy.
See ya.
Brilliant. There you go. Andy Saggs from Para Hills East there with the wrap-up of how his club is faring this year. What we might do now, Seb, is we'll start going through the results here.
I think that's a good idea.
We are a results-driven show. So we'll get stuck into this here. Not a bad little segue there. I'll take that.
Well done.
Saturday, Group A. We're going to get stuck right into this here. This is the Freddie Pine Shield. We've got the reserves here. Going through some results. Adelaide Red Blue Eagles off to the perfect start with a 2-0 win over Fizzy. Salisbury Sharks 4-1 over Salisbury Villa, and the Jets getting another 2-0 win over the Pitbulls there. As far as first team action goes, we've got Adelaide Red Bulls 4-2 over Fizzy. Tripodi with 2 goals there for the Red Blue Eagles. So again, off to a really strong start to the season.
Yes, expected from Red Blue Eagles.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, this is a club I know a fair bit about over the last 10 years. Starting back down, I think Div 4 is when they started, and now Div 1 a couple of years ago took out the title. So.
A lot of success recently then.
Yeah, big effort from Peter Di Bartolomeo and his crew. So President
You did really well pronouncing that, mate.
I could do better on the spot. So look, they're off to a good start there this season. Salisbury Villa 6-1 victors over Salisbury Sharks, and Modbury Jets there 3-0 over the Pitbulls. So 2 good results there for both sides as far as the Jets are concerned. Moving on, we've got Saturday Group B. This is actually a game I went out and saw, USC Lion versus Adelaide Titans. So that was a great game there, 2-1. MA Hawks 2-1 win over Adelaide Uni, and then we've got Bossa strong as always, 6-1 victors over the Cobras in the Rezzies. And as far as first team action goes, this was a match and a half, crack a day. On Saturday, USC Lions, they actually went into the halftime break 2-1 down. Actually, yeah. So just before the second half, Eric Boffer for the Adelaide Titans, ball got whipped in, and I don't know how he's done it. I thought it took a deflection, but got later told that he'd actually backheeled it past the keeper. It was a pretty special goal.
Well, there we go.
And so Titans were flying, but Lions
on
have
for
come
the
back.
Pushkas Award.
I think so. Hopefully that game got filmed. But that one there ended up 3-3. And in the other game, MA Hawks 3-3 draw with Adelaide Uni. Now this one here must have been a pretty fiery affair. We've got 8 yellow cards being dished out throughout this game here. So fair bit on the line. Goals to Fratomico, Curtin and Romano for Hawks. Colomanares, Fritz and Hill the scorers for Adelaide Uni. And their Bossa 2-1 win over Cobras. So Cobras obviously looking to probably bounce back nice and strongly this weekend.
I should hope so.
Yes, yeah, they're very, very strong team, but Bossa obviously equally as good there. Coming in now, Group C on Saturday. So this is for the Palm Mackay Shield. Just going through Rezzi's results. St. Peter's Old Collegians. If there weren't any goals in that first team game, certainly made up for it in the Rezzies. Must have gotten rid of all their juice in the Rezzies here.
In the Rezzies.
7-2 win over Old Ignatians away from home. Flinders Uni, 2-1 win over Sturt Marion, and Stirling Districts 3-2 over Murray Bridge. First team action.
A country classic.
Look, I think that might actually turn out to be that way.
Stirling and Murray Bridge.
Yeah, like I said, frequent flyer miles. In
Racking up there.
Absolutely. And as far as first team action goes, this one, I might just call this one the Clean Sheet League. So we've got a 0-0 draw there between St. Peter's and Old Ignatians. Obviously not without their chances, St. Peter's. Sturt Marion 3-0 over Flinders Uni, so another clean sheet. And then Murray Bridge 2-0 winners over Stirling District. So Yeah, not too many goals in that one, and I reckon at this early stage that'll be a tight league. I think come sort of round 7, 8, 9, and 10 to pick a winner. So I think we might keep an eye on that one.
And when they find a bit of form, you'll see goals starting to fly, and with that sort of the pressure built up from the 0-0s. Exciting.
Absolutely. Look, round one, as Andy just mentioned on the phone there, good to get the cobwebs out over the weekend.
Absolutely.
Group D, reserves for the Rudy Templin Shield. Gleeson 3-1 winners over One Tree Hill. Northern Wolves 4-1 over Adelaide Dragon. And the Peckers there with the bye. And as far as first team actions concerned with this one here, we've got a 7-1 win to Elizabeth Grove. Sean Clark with a hat-trick there for the Peckers.
Gleeson, well done to Sean.
Yeah, congratulations. And I think that might be the only hat-trick I picked up across the league from what I could see. So off to an absolute flyer there. Gleeson 2-0 winners over One Tree Hill. And Adelaide Dragon there 3-2 winners over Northern Wolves. Coming across now, Group E for the Ian Gosselin Shield, the Rezzies. Prince Alfred 2-0 draw there with Croydon Cougars. Elio Mastrangelo with a goal there for the Cougars. Has played at a higher level than that, but just noticed his name in the Rezzies there. So obviously quite a few decent players there for the Cougars this year. Monarchs 1-0 victors over Adelaide Blue Eagles, and then East Adelaide at home getting a 3-1 win over the Pumas in the Rezzies. And as far as first team actions concerned, Prince Alfred going down 3-2 to the Cougars. Mateo Bordin for the Cougars with a brace there, 2 goals for him. Monarchs 1-0 win over Adelaide Blue Eagles, and East Adelaide backing up the Rezzies with a 4-1 win over the Adelaide Pumas.
Well done to them.
And completing Saturday action, we have in Group F, so the Bill Bailey Shield in the Rezzies. Old Ignatians down to Southern Breakers 3-2, so making the trip up there. We've got McLaren Districts as well with the 7-0 thumping win over Harndorf, and South Coast United getting the bye this week. So again, plenty of goals there. So 80 goals in first team action across Saturday.
Far out.
And I believe you've got 94 goals.
Thank you for counting, because
yes.
I did not. So, Sunday League Roundup. Sunday Group A, North Zone 1, the Freddie Pine Shield, as you said before. We had Elizabeth Downs with a comfortable win over Elizabeth Vale. Brace for Braden Gundlach. Now, I'm going to speculate on whether that is Gundlach or Gundlach, or
we'll cop it on social media for this, and we do make apologies early for any mispronunciations. Please let us know straight away.
Don't at me, Braden. Savoy with a big win over Salisbury Inter. Jack Scoot scoring an opening round hat-trick, so congratulations to him. No cobwebs for Savoy, and they're obviously not missing Johnny Labrino too much.
No,
who's moved over to Para Hills West. As I said before, Para Hills West 0-0 with Para Hills East. Now, I gave the man of the match to the keeper, Keegan French. Could have gone to either keeper, to be honest. I thought they were both fantastic. But his touch was clean, he was fast to the ball, and just pulled off a few more saves than his opposite number. But commendations to them both. I talked to Keegan after the match. He said, we hung in there, quality in the midfield to match, but they were backs against the wall most of the game. Time and chances on the ball, but just final touch was just not as good as we'd like, which is to be expected for round one.
A round one game.
Moving on to Sunday, Group B, North Zone 2, the Ernie Barrett Shield. We had a 3-1 win for Parafield Gardens over... Oh, sorry, no, before I go along, we'll go to the Magoos. We'll go to the Twos for North Zone 1. Downs beat Vale 5-0, and Inter took the Chocolates against Savoy 3-0.
Very good.
So, North Zone 2, round 2. Parafield Gardens 3-1 over Tea Tree Gully. Brahma Lodge, comfortable win over Ingle Farm, 1-0. And... Garn Kilburn defeated...
This is a tennis score, this.
Adelaide, Croatia, 6-4. This is a bit of an Atalanta situation. Now, Roy, you played in this game.
No, I didn't actually. I played in the Rezzies game, but I was there there to witness this. Now, it was a very even contest, this, and I do have a goal to show you, courtesy of Garn providing this footage to us.
Thank you very much to Garn Kilburn for that.
No, absolutely. So we've seen a ball played over by Aaron Westerveld for Andrew Wilson to hammer home there. I believe that was 3-3 at the time. Both teams went into the break even 3-3. But yeah, really sort of the fresh legs from Garn just sort of seemed
Overran Croatia.
Just overran it in the end. Obviously, yeah, bit of a like I said, bit of a tennis score there.
Well, there we go. Congratulations to Garn Kilburn for their first match this round. In the reserves, Garn beat Croatia 4-2, so you lost. How was that, mate?
We can move on, mate. We can move on.
How was it? How was it first day between the six?
I'm sore. Very sore, as I'm sure a lot of players are with the Monday morning wobbles, I'll call them. But yeah, look, like we've been saying, great chance to blow the cobwebs out, mate. And
it's probably exciting just to be out there, wasn't it?
Get back on the park, have a bit of banter on the sidelines, and be back with your mates. Really, I think that's a big one for us. Yeah.
Anyway, Brahma Lodge drew 3-3 with Ingle Farm. Tea Tree Gully lost 2-0 to Parafield Gardens. Sunday Group C, this is the South Central Zone. It's Palm Mackay Shield. We had a big win for Seaford over the Southern Knights. It was a pair of braces for Caton Cree and David Williams, so well done to those two. West Beach, comfortable 3-1 win over Plimpton Bulldogs. And a big win for West Adelaide over Noarlunga. 9-0 and a massive 5 goals for Spiro Koulianos. Huge. Five goals. A quiet tip on him for a possible golden boot. Anyway, in the twos, Seaford drew 2-2 with Southern Knights. West Beach and Plimpton Bulldogs
played. A new team coming into the
West Plimpton coming in next season. West Beach and Plimpton played out a 0-0 draw, and West Adelaide knocked Noarlunga for 6 or 7, if I should say that correctly, 7-0, thanks to the person drilling in the other room. Sunday, Group D, North Zone 3, the Rudy Templin Shield. Fantastic. Maywand won 3-0 over SBS. Andrews Farm, a narrow loss to Virginia United, 2-1.
Now, special mention to Virginia United. So they're the new guys.
The new guys.
New guys in the competition. So
the first win ever.
Off to a perfect start. And Carboni and Nico getting on the score sheet for the away side there.
We may have to see if we can get out there for their debut season.
Bit of a trip, but absolutely. So they'd be very happy to get off the mark with that one, 2-1 there.
Must say we apologise to our listeners for the very rude interruption next door.
There is a little bit of jackhammering, it sounds like.
Jack, will slap on the wrist. Let them know just to be quiet for next week. Anyway, Mano Para, big win over Angle Vale, 6-0, and we had braces for Stephen Orange and Kyle Platten.
On form.
Brilliant for them.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. In the Magoos, Maywand lost 1-3 to SBS. Andrews Farm conceded 4 against Virginia United.
So perfect. 6 points from possible 6 for Virginia. Indeed. So well done to those guys.
Well done to them. And Mano Para and Angle Vale played out a 3-3 draw. So huge amounts of goals. Despite me going to a goalless draw, there was
it's always the way.
Huge amounts of goals in both the Saturday and Sunday leagues. So fantastic for all the clubs to get their seasons off to a flyer.
Absolutely. So we've got some Group E action here. So the Ian Gosling Shield.
God, I missed out.
No, that's all right. That's what you got me here for, mate.
Thanks, mate.
So Roe Park getting a 7-0 win over Macedonia. Huge. And the other big win, Modbury, 7-3 winners over Metro. Now, I think you need to go to this game this weekend.
Do you know what?
Because Roe Park's up against Modbury.
Roe Park and Modbury.
They've both scored 7.
Well, it was Para Hills beat Payne and Postel 4-1. 2 goals for Ryan Parker. 22 goals in one round, in one group.
That's huge.
That Roe Park Jets match is going to be a belter.
Absolutely. So goal first.
In the Rezzies, Macedonia lost 8-0 to Roe Park. Modbury 5-2 Metro Stars. And Para Hills United and Payne and Postel played out a 1-1 draw. Sunday Group F, Central East Zone, the Bill Bailey Shield. Athelston lost 6-0 to Easton. Big win for them, Easton United. Unley 4-1 over AKFC. There was 4 different goal scorers in that match. And then Great Wall, a big win for them, 6-1. Hat-trick for Gabriel Kalopelnik.
You got that pronunciation?
I hope so. Don't at me. Don't at me. Another group with lots of goals. I'm looking forward to the matchup with Eastern United and Adelaide Great Wall. That'll be an interesting one to watch.
Absolutely.
In the twos,
Yep.
Athelston lost 2-0 to Eastern United. There we go. Got there eventually. Unley beat AKFC 2-1 and Great Wall 4-0 win over CFC.
Fantastic results there, right across the board. Now, looking ahead, I guess, to this weekend, obviously another cracking round of fixtures, Seb. And with regards to what we're doing here with the podcast, sharing this out to the wider football community as well, we're looking to really highlight a little bit of history as we go as well from some of these clubs. So if you're a club president, coach, player, and you want your club shared, Hall of Famer, absolutely, add them in. Please get in contact with the league to share photos, a bit of history for us to get involved with.
Absolutely.
Would love to have that if you've got scarves, beanies. We really want to have a bit of fun with this podcast.
Yeah, we want to just a chance to show off a couple of these clubs. Well, as many clubs as we can, really. Now, Rye, you've been in this league for a while now. You know the clubs, you know the players. I'm fairly new. And I just want to thank you all for welcoming me with open arms. Well, the Para Hills gentlemen were very welcoming anyway. Let's hope my next...
everybody knows what you look like now, so they can say hello.
Unfortunately. No, but it's a new league for me, and I'm really excited just to learn more. There's a lot of history on the walls over at headquarters, and I just want to learn about it, so we're really excited to...
Absolutely, and look, the games that we've been out to, look, the feedback's been great, and so please keep that coming in. If you want to see anything featured, if you want different segments, if you got video footage, you've obviously seen today us being able to splice a little bit of footage in. Please send that in to us as well.
Send that in.
Yeah, because what we can do, we can overlay that. We can actually play that when results are being read out as well, which is really exciting. So it's really about giving the clubs a bit of a voice, a bit of interactivity throughout the league, and a chance for you guys to get involved as well.
Absolutely, and if you've got someone who you reckon is a bit of a larrikin, who's got a voice, who's always joking at training, get him on, get him in contact, because we'd love to have a chat.
Yep, absolutely. So, guys, this is our very first, or her, exactly right. This is our very first live video podcast. Thank you very much, guys, for joining us. As we mentioned, we're going to be here weekly. We're still yet to decide on a format, Mondays or Tuesdays, based on the information that we get through, and the videos and the results and whatnot. But thank you very much for tuning in. This will be live on iTunes and Spotify later on today for your drive to training or wherever you're off to.
And if you can, please give us a rating on iTunes. Only 5 stars. I don't want anything...
Unlike your Uber rating, I'm sure. Very good, guys. Look, thank you very much for joining us. Look forward to joining you again next week and seeing you around the grounds. Cheers.
Yes, thank you very much.